Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to How to Build, where we're going through every single champ in the game, and I'm putting together a quick reference guide for newer players who feel like they need a little bit of guidance, how to build someone, where to use them, how to use them, things of that nature. So I won't be doing masteries and later game builds and things of that nature because that gets a little convoluted and specific based on how you want to use someone. So again, this is geared towards the newer players. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it with Gator. He is a support in the Lizardman faction, and a real quick note about Gator that everybody needs to keep in mind is
Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
so make sure if you decide you want to use Gator, you keep that in mind because that's going to be important. As far as base stats go, his base HP is pretty nice, and his base defense is pretty nice as well, and his speed is fine. He's hovering right around that 100, kind of, he's doing fine on speed. So pretty solid base stats on this guy. So let's look at his kit and see what he's got going on. First skill, attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a 50% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. Now, generally speaking, when it comes to heal reduction buffs, I obviously, as most people would, prefer that a champ has the 100% heal reduction buff. I get the weird hiccup burps. I don't know what's happening here, but this is one of those debuffs that kind of annoys me a little bit, that there's 2 versions of it. I feel like you should block heals or you shouldn't, but he's got the 50%, which can be helpful. It can speed up your spirit dungeon runs, for example, if you don't have the 100% heal block or you don't have someone that's landing it reliably. This can be nice, and it's on his first skill, so he's going to pretty much keep it on. So you may not be able to block the heals totally. If you don't have someone that can do that, then Gator's going to be a good option for you in the Spirit Dungeon in particular, because any heal reduction you can get is going to speed your runs up a little bit. So it is useful. I just do wish it was the 100% heal block. Second skill, places a 25% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. So it's an AoE attack buff. That is nice. It is unfortunately the weaker version of an attack buff. There is also a 50%. So far, his debuff and his buff are both the weaker versions, but he's a rare, so, I guess, what do you expect? All the rares can't be great all the way across the board. Otherwise, I guess they'd have to be epics, right? But not bad. AoE attack buff, so especially earlier in the game when you're kind of limited on your options for buffers, he's not a bad option. And then his third skill removes all debuffs from all allies. Now this is really nice too. This is an AoE cleanse. So in dungeons like in Dragons in particular, or honestly really anywhere else, this is not a bad skill. This is a pretty nice skill. There are not a ton of full team cleansers, especially in the rares. There's not a ton of them. There are a few peppered throughout the game, but it is not super common for a champ to have a full team full cleanse, right? You have some that'll remove 1 debuff from the whole team or fully cleanse a target, but there's not a ton of AoE full cleanse. So this is going to be really nice for you to have, especially early in the game, again, when your options are limited and you're trying to do these dungeons, because a lot of the dungeons do put debuffs on you, which can hurt, and in some cases prevent you from beating dungeons. If you can't tank your way through the poisons and dragon to the point where you can still survive hits, other dungeons, it's going to get that attack break off of you. That's going to speed your runs up quite a bit. So this is pretty useful anywhere. It's even helpful in campaign. So not a bad little kit, to be honest. Again, I wish he had the 100% heal block or the better attack buff, but either way, it's not a bad little kit. And then his aura is crit rate, magic ally crit rate in all battles. So that can be helpful, but generally speaking, you're going to be wanting to go something like speed or HP or a full team attack buff or something like that for the aura. But overall, not a bad kit. Really not a bad champ, especially in the early game. He's bringing a lot of things to a fight with the full team, full cleanse, and the attack buff. Heal reduction's nice in the Spirit Dungeon and, a couple of other specific little areas where someone may have heals, but not a bad little champ. So if you want to use Gator, if you want to build him, then basically all you really need to worry about, there's 2 ways you can approach it. If you want to utilize the heal reduction, for instance, if you wanted to use him in the Spirit Keep dungeon, then you're going to want some accuracy on him so that he can land it, because it does only have a 30% chance to proc. So when you get that proc, which is on average mathematically at least going to be 1 in every 3 times he uses a skill, you want the accuracy roll to go in your favor. So if you want to use him in Spirit Keep and utilize the heal reduction, then you're going to need some accuracy on him. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, all he really needs to be is fast and tanky. So speed sets, HP sets, defense sets are going to be your best friends here. And you can go HP percentage or defense percentage on the gloves and armor, your pick, whichever you would like, because his both of those base stats are decent enough. He's got decent base HP and his base defense is over 1,000. So they're both going to be moderately easy to scale. So you could focus HP hard and just shoot his HP way up. If you wanted to, maybe you don't have a ton of HP gear, but you've got some stuff with defense, you can put the defense on him in the meantime. Doesn't really matter. More HP is probably going to be a little bit better for you, because if he gets defense broken, he won't suffer as bad for it. Whereas if you stack defense on him and he gets defense broken, it's going to hurt a lot more when he gets hurt. So beyond that, you're going to want to go speed as the main stat on your boots. And then again, the sets that you're going to want to be focusing on for him are speed, life, and or defense. And then if you want to utilize this heal reduction, you're going to use accuracy set on him as well. And that's really it. I don't think he's going to be super hard to build. He's not really a super stat hungry champ. Honestly, all you really need to worry about is HP and speed. And then if you wanted to use him in the Spirit Keep for the heal reduction specifically, work in some accuracy as well. But not a stat hungry champ. Brings a decent amount to a fight, especially earlier in the game. And I think he could be good. I think he could make some of your life a little bit easier, pushing through the campaign, pushing deeper into some of these dungeons. He's really not a bad champ. So if you like him and you've got him and you wanted to give him a shot, HP and speed are all you really need to focus on. Pepper and accuracy if you want to use the heal reduction, and that's going to do it. So that wraps it up for Gator. I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll, as always, if you have any questions, drop them below. Yeah, that's it. I don't feel like plugging. See you guys later.